Hello Taurus, welcome to your weekly tarot reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is for the week of January 22nd through 28th. Please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video if you wouldn't mind. It would really help us out with the algorithm. Now we're going to take a quick look into your general energies for the week. It's very important that you remain open and receptive to whatever might come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. I can read the energy that comes through, but I can't always make sense of every little detail, right? So it's very important that you try to connect directly with the cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond what I'm telling you. Very often, the final step in a reading is up to you. And look at that. We've got a Queen of Pentacles. That is some interesting energy. I think it's going to be, a pretty successful week for you. Let's take a look at the rest of the energy using our Dove and Serpent spread. A lot of Earth cards already. Wow. A lot of Earth, a lot of fire. We're going to do our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. Let's try the Ancient Italian Tarot deck, one of my favorite tarot decks. This is pre-shuffled. We're going to take just one card from the middle there. We're going to leave that right over there. And we're not going to look at that until the very end of the reading, so stick around. And hopefully that will tie the reading together and give us the confirmation that we are looking for. So, a lot of great success coming your way this week. I think you're really going to be manifesting some pretty good results. Okay, this is feeling to me like it's a lot of career, a lot of financial stuff going on with you. A lot of either, the home, the bills, your job, your career, promotions, your income, maybe a business that you're running. With this Queen of Pentacles, I feel like you're kind of in charge of something, okay? It could be that either you're in charge of your household, you're in charge of a department at work, or you're in charge of your own business, something that you are doing, some kind of work that you're responsible for that is directly resulting in income, revenue, money, coin, right? Cold hard cash. And that kind of vibe, this responsible, being in charge, trying to maintain a level head, a clear vision, a sense of strong work ethic, very kind of fair and balanced thinking, right? To create this in the best possible way to maximize your income. That kind of energy is really directly leading to this Nine of Pentacles. And this is gain. This is like money coming in. This is like those cash register sounds just continuously. No, I'm not going to put sound effects in my videos. Don't worry. So, whatever is going on this week, I think is working. Whatever you have been doing is working. But what we see in the recent past, I'm going to continue with these cards because this is some really good energy. You know what? Let's put these in our little card holder here. I like using these things. Just so we can remember that what this week is about is revenue, is stuff coming in, is some benefit, some reward, some kind of income or reward, benefit, payout, whatever it is from the work that you're doing. Doesn't necessarily need to be money, right? But that's kind of the most obvious form of this. But it's it's anything that you get back from this work that you're doing. It could be something subtle, like an intense feeling of satisfaction or purpose or meaning, and that's very valuable too. But we're just going to use the analogy of this money that's coming in, this coin, right? This reward. But like I said, in the recent past, this nasty Five of Cups is here. I think that there's been a little bit of disappointment in the recent past. I think that you have not always been experiencing this level of success and income, okay? And this could be really what you're experiencing right now. This could be why you're here today, is because you feel this disappointment in terms of your financial life, your career, your job, your business, your work. It could be that things have just not been working out very well. You haven't been getting the reward, the payout, the success, the benefits or the recognition or satisfaction, any of it, from the work that you've been doing. It's been rather disappointing. And maybe that's why you're here listening to this reading right now, because you want to know why this is here or what to do about it or what the future might hold for you. Well, I feel like this is going away. This is honestly just about the only water we have in your reading today. Okay, so this I think is out the door. This is last week's deal. This I don't think is even going to be a factor anymore. But it's what brought you here, okay? So in that way, it's a good thing. It's a good thing that you experienced that, because now you understand, or you're going to understand, the rest of this energy and how you're going to be transitioning out of this water into all of this earth and fire that we see. It's all earth and fire here. So that's telling me, Taurus, that you really have this creative ability, this passion, this drive and ambition and confidence, this force and fire, this spiritual light to manifest your goals. And I think getting out of this water is going to be very helpful for that. I think this water was kind of extinguishing your flame a little bit, right? It was weighing you down. It was dimming your light, right? It was threatening to extinguish the fire altogether, but I don't think it did. And the reason I don't think it did, because we have this hermit energy. I think that whatever was kind of causing you this emotional upset recently, like if it was the downturn in business, maybe the lack of success or income or rewards, revenue, lack of satisfaction, maybe you haven't really been getting anywhere in your career. You haven't been seeing the gains in whatever work you're doing. This could be, it doesn't have to be financially related. I think I said that. It could be health related. It could be your health routine, your fitness routine, your kind of your workout plan, Whatever work you're doing day to day, you want to see the gains, you want to see the rewards, you want to manifest and be able to really hold in your hand the results of all of this work that you've been doing. But lately you haven't been seeing that. It hasn't been materializing. Okay? This week is going to change. This week, I think, is really going to see you doing a little introspection. Okay, with this hermit energy is down here beneath the surface. This is like the real fertile earth, right? That's just waiting for the seed, waiting for that fire energy, that seed of creativity, of potential to really start growing, blossoming, creating the fruits, right? Creating the crops and manifesting to visible appearance all of the intentions that you want, all of the goals that you have, all of this fiery creative spirit that you've got within. You're creating the right kind of ground for that. Okay, so I think that part of what's getting you out of this water energy is going to be this little introspection. It's almost like a little a short interlude between feeling this water energy and then feeling the fire and earth that's coming next. Okay, this card rules the sign of Virgo, and Virgo is kind of this this passive kind of watery, in a sense, this watery kind of earth energy. It's got the heaviness and the passivity of those elements. So this is really a fertile ground for you to just get in touch with yourself, find that spiritual light within, find that lamp, that fire, and that's really what the hermit is all about, is taking a brief moment, right? And the moment could be weeks long, I don't know, but a relatively short moment to get in touch with yourself, to reconnect with your spirit, to begin to lay the groundwork for the future potential success, the gains. And in this stage, in this hermit energy that you're feeling, where you kind of want to retire, you want to kind of isolate from the world for a moment, right? Within this brief isolated period, right, this hermit phase that you're in, you're going to realize this Princess of Discs. Now, this was at the top of the Path of the Dove. These two cards were above and beneath like this, okay? So I think what you're really doing is preparing the soil, preparing yourself, preparing your soul, your attitude, right? Getting in touch with your spirit, with your fire energy again, to realize this potential. Now, the Princess of Pentacles is the unlimited potential for success, okay? This is the highest achievement you could ever imagine. This is anything and everything that you would ever want to manifest. This is what success looks like to you. which I think is going to be unique for everyone watching this video. This is going to be a little bit different. But this is the highest thing that you could imagine, your highest ideal for success. And this is laying the foundation. This is getting in touch with what this means to you. Right? This is a little bit of that introspection. Take a little bit of a break from the world and figure out what you want. Figure out how to clear your head, right? Just kind of just clear the field, right? Get the soil ready, because you're going to be aiming for this. And what was right in between these two cards today was this. Was this Queen of Pentacles and this Nine of Pentacles, right? So a lot of earth energy today. It's really, this week is really all about getting ready to manifest and then going forward with that manifestation. So these two here are kind of the results of this work here, right? The highest potential and the kind of clearing the field and getting the soil ready. And this is the highest thing that you could ever envision. And this is right in between. So this is like the product of all of this. This is what it's actually going to look like on the day-to-day basis in the real world. These other two are kind of abstract, right? They're kind of theoretical. They're a little more subtle, maybe a little bit more subjective. But these two are really the actual events that are going to be taking place this week. It's you in charge of something, taking the responsibility in a very calm, level manner, right? This is the Queen of Pentacles, not the Knight of Pentacles. It's more understanding, more calm, more mature. It has that wisdom. It has the wisdom because it went through this period of disappointment, the emotional upset, whatever this kind of water energy was that you're coming off of. And it did the work of introspection, of rediscovering self, rediscovering your purpose, your intentions, what you really want, and setting up an image of that success. What does it actually look like for you? What is this soil going to be basically pregnant with? What is it that you're going to try to give birth to, that you're going to try to manifest? Okay? And this is you in the process of doing that manifestation. This is it actually happening on the day-to-day. Okay? And this is tremendous. This is really good. The entire vertical axis of the path of the dove was all this earth energy. So it really is going to be a week for you to realize all of this potential. First, you have to know what you want. You have to prepare yourself to do the work to get what you want. And then you have to do the work to get what you want, right? And when I say what you want, I'm not just saying our temporary desires that we want to satisfy, right? Just in the moment. I mean your ideal, your highest goal. What does success really look like for you? Again, this doesn't have to be career-oriented. This could be in your personal life, domestic life, with friends, family, with romantic life. It could be in that fitness workout, that health and wellness situation, right? It could be anywhere. But that's kind of the energy that we see. And now, moving forward, immediate future, we see the Art or Temperance card. So this is some energy that really tries to blend some of that water energy into it. It's just like, don't forget what it felt like to not have anything. You know, don't forget what it felt like to not succeed. You know, don't forget this water energy that was in the past. Because I said we're closing the door on that, right? I almost kind of just threw this card away. But then I saw this, and this is a reminder that, look, these experiences go into who you are. They make up who you are and what you're about. And we can't forget these experiences. They need to be built into us, right? If you kind of forget where you came from, or you forget the difficult times, you're not going to appreciate the good times, okay? So that's kind of one aspect of this card. And this card is also really about how you're going to, in a very artistic way, blend together all of your talents and skills, all of your forces, all of the water and the fire to create this success, whatever this looks like for you. This is your strategy for success. This is you really utilizing everything at your disposal to make this happen. And that's the responsibility, and that's the kind of the in-charge vibe of this Queen of Pentacles, or discs, coins, diamonds. So this is really the important energy here, is you being in control, having a level head, not sinking too far into that water energy, but not getting too carried away with the fire energy either, right? You want to stay ambitious, you want to stay motivated and eager and confident with the fire. But that has to be tempered by a little bit of this water, a little bit of the humility. Remember where you came from. Remember what it felt like to not have anything. But then we don't want to sink too far into that either. So we need to temper the water with the fire. You see how it's like a balance, right? That's the art. That's the art of it. And I think this is how you're moving into the future. I think it's going to be a nice balance between your ambition and your emotional, your humility, really, right? You're going to stay connected with how you have felt in the past, kind of where you are coming from. Does that make sense? So I think this is a really important state of energy, a blending of your energies, and that's something that we need to make sure that we strive for, is that balance, going forward, in order to create all of this success, and really in order to not get too carried away with this. When we start hearing those dollar signs or the cash register sounds or whatever, when we start hearing that, it's going to be kind of easy to get lost in the fire energy of this. We need to stay humble. Remember where we came from, and that's how you're going to sustain this into the future. Now, we're going to move to the path of the serpent here, because we're getting kind of long in the tooth here and we haven't touched on these cards. I want to point out that the cards are always correct, okay? Sometimes as the interpreter, I might not understand your particular situation completely. So, again, I ask you to connect directly with these cards and use your own intuition, okay? Go beyond just what I'm telling you. Your general energy on the path of the serpent here is this Wheel of Fortune. I think you're going to really come to the awareness that things are looking a lot better for you, right? That you seem to be on the right track now. Things are just going your way. And again, that's going to be really easy to get lost in that, to get carried away by that kind of good fortune, right? And part of the art or temperance card is to understand that could be taken away at any moment. That you have this really awesome success. This Jupiter energy is all expansive. It's just like you just keep growing and growing and growing. Things just get bigger and better, The more you do this work, it just keeps succeeding. Like there's no end to it. But keep in mind that could definitely change. This wheel is always about to turn, right? So we never know when that turn is going to come. So we have to be ready for it. We have to prepare ourselves for the worst. It's almost like that idiom, prepare for the worst, but expect the best, or whatever it is. And that's a good way to kind of keep yourself tempered, to keep us in this 14th mystery of the tarot, this art or temperance card. Okay, I think it's important to try to keep this in mind, because this Jupiter energy, this is your general energy. This is going to be your vibe, I think, this coming week, and you're going to see it just all success as far as the eye can see. You've got to try to stay humble and remember that it wasn't always this way, and this could change at any moment. The next card that we see, this is your environment. This is a sense of strength. This is, I think, really, really good connections between you and everyone else that's involved in your life. Everyone who may be involved in this particular situation, or just anyone that you associate with, anyone that comes to mind or that's involved here, I think is going to be very helpful to you. I feel strong connections between you and your environment, the people in your life. This is also the strength to delegate. This is the strength to say no to people if what they're asking does not fall in line with your game plan, with your strategy, with your path to success, or wherever this is taking place. You have to say no to people. You have to be very strong, and you have to have that inner strength, that inner resolve, that you can assert yourself when you need to. It's a strength of character. It's not a meanness or a cruelty or an anger. It's just a calm, strong assertiveness, because that's the way it needs to be for this business, this plan, this whatever path you're on. And that's part of the responsibility of this Queen of Pentacles that we've been talking about. This needs to be you with that calm, compassionate, level head, but still with the strength to say no to people, to delegate, to keep everything on course according to your purpose. Your head and your heart are in perfect alignment, perfect harmony, and what you say, that's the last word, right? Your word is the final word, because this is your life, this is your plan, this is your ship, and you're the captain, right? So let's move to the next card. This is your fears, worries, and concerns. This is the fire energy, the Ten of Wands, that could either go crazy and burn the entire ship down, or this is really kind of you extending too much of your fire energy. Let's try to find the right word here. This is too much of this outflow of fire energy that it leaves you depleted, right? This is in some ways connected with this Ardor Temperance card. Remember I said that you could get carried away by all of this enthusiasm, all of this success, and it will burn you, right? If you do get carried away by this fire energy, it'll burn the whole ship down. So that's one thing to look out for. And this is, I think, something that's going to be on your mind, that look, oh, I've got to temper this fire energy. This is getting to be, I'm getting a little too carried away. Let's reel it in. But this is also, like, I was kind of searching for the metaphor here, but you know, it's too much extending yourself, too much of this outflow of the fiery energy, too much activity, too much focus, kind of burning the candle at both ends, I think is the metaphor I'm looking for. So this is that fiery energy that is, it's not an unlimited source. You've got to rest and take care of yourself and not overextend yourself, because that'll lead to exhaustion. That'll burn the ship down in a different way. That'll like burn you out, right? That'll really lead to that kind of burnout and exhaustion. And instead of having a nice balance of motivation and confidence and humility and compassion, you're going to completely run out of the enthusiasm, right? You're going to just be dreading waking up in the morning and doing this work again. So there is that risk. And I think you're aware of the risk, and that's why we see this Ten of Wands in the position of your concerns, because the fiery energy runs the risk of burning things down, right? Unless it stays contained, it stays in control. So the next card, this is some more of that water energy that we were talking about. I hinted at the beginning that we didn't have very much more water. We started with this kind of disappointment, sadness, this upset in the recent past, right? Maybe the reason why you're here today. But going into the future, at the end of the path of the Serpent, we've got more water. This is the Chariot. This rules the sign of Cancer. Okay, so it's a watery kind of quality. But this is different than the Five of Cups. This is like taking all of that water experience, all of that vulnerability, all of that, you know, even sadness and melancholy, and just all of the water energy. And we're storing it inside. We're keeping it as part of us, but we've got our armor on, so we're not letting things affect us like that anymore. And that is another way that you can sustain this, and that's yet another example of this Ardor Temperance card, 14th mystery of the tarot, that's about equalizing the pressure to maintain equilibrium. Okay? So you're maintaining the pressure coming from the external world because you've got this armor on, and you've got this water energy stored up inside of you that is equalizing the pressure going out. Okay? So you're creating this equilibrium. And that water energy is all of your kind of your humility, your memories of the past, all of your emotional energy. Everything that is or was or could be related to this Five of Cups, okay? It's both the past disappointment and the past upset, sadness, melancholy, but also the future, how you're gonna have it again, right? And I mean, nothing is gonna stay elevated forever. Eventually, you're gonna kind of, you know, come down, and there's gonna be more sorrow in your life. I'm sorry to say, but that's the way of the world. But you're going to be using it in such a way that it's going to be equalizing the pressure in your life. You know what I mean? It's going to give you the right type of resistance to the external world, where you're not going to be crushed by the weight of new circumstances in the future, right? The Chariot is really a sturdy vehicle, right? And I think yours is well oiled. I think it's nice and polished. I think that your sphinxes are all well fed, and you're ready to go. And this is you with that ability to equalize the pressure, to adapt to the circumstances. You're not going to be crushed by the weight of, the next upset or the next loss or the next failure or downturn of business or whatever's going on. You're ready for that. You're adaptable. You can equalize that kind of energy, right? Because you've been there before, because you're working on tempering yourself, because you have this balance between the internal and external pressure, that fire and that water. And I think your Chariot is ready to go. And I think this is really you setting out on this new path into the future, okay? And I think really, let's not forget that this is the week, right? This week, I think you're going to see a lot of this revenue come in. A lot of these gains are going to start materializing, okay? And the rest of this is just how you're going to deal with that, how that's going to affect you, and how it's going to push you into the future, okay? Let's look at the mystery card. I know we're getting a little bit long here. Mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card, ancient Italian tarot. What could this be? Could be a 9 or a 10 of cups. Could be another 9 or 10 of discs or pentacles. Could be an Empress card. Let's find out. Well, this is the 8 of Swords. So let me just double check here. We didn't really have any air energy. We didn't have much air at all, except some of this Jupiter energy. It's kind of air-like, it's expansive, and But this is the 8 of Swords. This, I think, is really interesting because there was no other air here. So we needed some kind of analysis of our thoughts, of our intellectual kind of being, right? The intellectual sphere. And the 8 of Swords here is kind of saying, look, don't overthink it. Don't make it too complex. Don't shoot yourself in the foot, because it's not going to help. So it's important not to spend too much time just trying to analyze and think about this and reason it out. It's an experience. It's an energy flow. It's something for you to feel and live and express and get to know in other ways. It's not something that you're going to be able to sort out intellectually. Okay? And I think that this is really talking about, look, you have to keep your mind sharp. You have to pay attention to the details. You have to be very organized, very strategic, but don't get caught up in that, right? The 8 of Swords is very, very delicate card. It shows how brilliant your mind is, how tremendously capable and wonderful, and oh my God, it can do amazing things. But with all of that ability and skill and the potential for just tremendous thought, for a real shimmering mind full of ideas, it could wrap itself in a cocoon of thoughts that kind of paralyzes you. So this is, express your mind, express yourself, have the ideas, have the plans, use your intellect, obviously, right? But don't get wrapped up in that. Don't let it become so much that you're just buried in data or buried in analysis or buried in the overthinking, because eventually overthinking becomes self-doubt, right? And it becomes rather paralyzing. So this is a very interesting card because we didn't touch upon this aspect of your week or your energy at all. So you have a very, very capable mind. The mind is there's such beauty and splendor and magnificence in the human intellect. Use it. Use every bit of it that you can to the best of your ability. Don't get lost in it. Don't get wrapped up. Don't let it paralyze you. Don't overdo it, right? I think this was very important. Now, Taurus, we're going to take a look at some more of this energy in the extended reading. If you want to become a member to the channel, the information is down in the description of this video. And you can have access to all of the extended readings that we do for all of the weekly readings for all signs, okay? I really appreciate you being here and watching this video. I know it's getting a little bit long, so we'll go ahead and wrap it up. This was your weekly tarot reading for January 22nd through 28th here on Dove and Serpent Tarot.